What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we've gotten word of new state stimulus provisions and checks going out to various different lucky individuals in some states. And this is your stimulus check update. Now, for those of you that follow me here on the channel, you already know that this is happening because we saw $350 billion allocated to go out to states, cities, counties in that last stimulus package, the American Rescue Plan. And a lot of it has just been sitting there. And finally, we're starting to see states take that $350 billion allocated to them and now pass their own packages and their own checks. And take a look, you guys. We're expecting to see a whole lot more of this. This one just came out yesterday. Connecticut shifting millions of pandemic relief into tax credit for low-income families. That's right. I'm going to share with you all the details on this new announcement that just came out for Connecticut. And here's another one, you guys. Take a look. Still no fourth stimulus check. And yes, we're waiting to see if President Joe Biden, Congress, Joe Manchin, they can all agree upon the current stimulus package, the Build Back Better bill. And we're hearing maybe we might get stimulus checks or other provisions in the next package after that they're calling for. And I'll keep you up to date on that, but take a look at this. In the meantime, you might qualify for a new $400 payment in this particular state. And again, I'm going to share with you all the details in this video. And here's another one, you guys. Huge help just came out today. Final round of stimulus checks worth at least $10,000 is going to be sent out to help with childcare. But you must apply by January. So you guys, you can get a $10,000 grant to help with childcare. I'm going to share with you all the details. And we're hearing a lot of people are going to need this because take a look at this, you guys. Just coming out yesterday, economists warn of inflation inequality as poor gets slammed by rising prices. And we're hearing that this recovery from this pandemic, economically, they're calling it what is known as a K-shaped recovery, where you've got the rich getting richer, going up, and you got the poor getting poorer, going down. And that is why it is so important right now we understand what is unfolding with our economy and the money. And that is why, if you haven't already, you might want to consider joining that second channel, Steve Ram Finance. I'll go ahead and pin a comment down below. You can click the link, go subscribe, turn on notifications. I think it's going to be helping out a lot of people. I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of the things I've learned over the past couple of years that have helped set my family and I financially free, what we've learned about growing wealth and personal finance. And I feel like a lot of people just need that little bit of information to help give them the extra push to change their lives financially, especially right now when so many people are just pretty much restarting as they're going through it, you guys. So I'm really excited about that channel, going to be launching here very soon, and I think it's going to help out a ton of people. But let's go ahead and dive right in, get you caught up on the latest with stimulus checks. And before we do, though, do me a quick favor, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Just takes a second, really helps out the channel a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out if you think it's going to help out other people. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, don't forget, totally free. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. Come join the Ram fam. I'll keep you up to date on everything going on, as we're getting word almost every day now of new checks and provisions in various states. And if you got any specific questions for me, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. All you got to do is shoot me a DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Best way by far to get a hold of me directly. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into these articles and get you caught up on the latest on these new state stimulus checks. All right, so first up, link in the description below to this article that just came out as we received an announcement that Connecticut is going to be shifting millions of pandemic relief funds into a tax credit for low-income families. Now, Connecticut will soon provide an extra boost in state income tax credits to nearly 200,000 low to moderate income families using that federal pandemic relief funds from the American Rescue Plan. Now, Governor Ned Lamont's office said that in an announcement Wednesday that the extra tax refunds, which will be given to families that have already benefited from the state's Earned Income Tax Credit program, will give economic support to those disproportionately burdened by the pandemic and its negative economic impacts. Now, the Connecticut Department of Revenue Services will act retroactively to boost its 2020 tax credit from 23% of the federal tax credit to 41.5%. So a significant bump up. The boost will apply to all households that earn up to $56,844 in the year 2020 and filed for that year's Earned Income Tax Credit, so that EITC. Now listen to this. The amount of each household's payment will ultimately depend on the size of their federal tax credit. which the IRS calculates based on the taxpayer's income, marital status, and number of qualifying children. However, a single parent of 2, for example, whose income meets the federal poverty level, who received a $1,246 state credit in the spring, will now receive an additional, on top of that amount, $1,002 check, according to Lamont's office. So they're going to be sending out checks. A lot of these are going to be around $1,000 that you're going to be receiving in the state of Connecticut. A lucky 200,000 residents are going to be getting this check. So congratulations to those of you in the state of Connecticut. All right, so next up, link in the description below to this article that came out that says, still no forced stimulus check, but you might qualify for a new $400 payment. Now, the article says, jumping right down to the main point, $400 insurance refunds for Michigan drivers. So if you're a driver in the state of Michigan and you're insured, you might be able to get a $400 payment. Take a look, you guys. Michigan's plan is reminiscent of the insurer's Allstate announcement earlier in the pandemic to offer partial refunds to customers. Similarly, California's Insurance Commissioner Ricardo Lara leaned on auto insurers in the state earlier this year to cough up even more bigger refunds to customers. And so I'm going to be putting a link down below. You can read more on this, but I've covered it in more detail in previous videos. They're re-announcing that you can get this benefit in the state of Michigan of $400 if you're a vehicle owner and you're insured. So congratulations to those of you in the state of Michigan on this new provision. You might be getting a $400 check. Now, also, you guys, link in the description below to this other one that came out. Huge help just came out today. Final round of stimulus checks worth at least $10,000 is going to be sent out to help with childcare, but you must apply by January. Now, the article says that cash-strapped Americans in Maryland will be sent stimulus grants worth at least $10,000 next year to help out with childcare. But bosses at the Maryland State Department of Education warned that applications must be submitted by January 23rd. So if you're going to be eligible for this and you think you qualify, go ahead and apply, but you got to do so before January 23rd. Now, applications for the second and final round of the Child Care Stabilization Grant will be open on January 3rd. So it's going to be opening up here very soon. Now, more than $125 million in funding will be available to help out with child care programs. Providers will receive a base grant of $10,000 according to the MSDE. Eligible child care providers could receive additional grants as well. It follows the first round of grants that were sent to residents in October. And listen to this, providers that were awarded grants in the first round, they're encouraged to apply again. So if you've already gotten this, you've already been deemed eligible and received the grant, you could get another one as well. So there's just more funding available, and they're saying, hey, come take the money. And I honestly don't know anybody who doesn't like the sound of that. So you guys, that is the latest on stimulus checks coming out on various state levels. And again, link in the description below to all of these articles. And as more roll out, as we're expecting to hear of more of these happening, because there's still a lot of leftover funds, I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date here on the channel. And as I mentioned, any updates on a 4th federal level check as the Omicron variant is spreading, breaking records. Check out my last video if you missed it. I'll keep you up to date on that as well. We'll see how things go with negotiations for Build Back Better, another stimulus package. I'll keep you up to date on everything here on the channel. And again, if you're interested in learning about personal finance and growing wealth, consider joining that second channel as well, Steve Ram Finance. Gonna have a video launching here very soon to get you caught up on that as well. But you guys, again, as always, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And if you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash that like button. Helps me out with the YouTube algorithm a ton. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Totally free to come join the Ram fam. And if you got any specific questions for me, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. All you got to do is shoot me a DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Best way to get a hold of me directly. But with that being said, you guys, I hope this reaches you well. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.